GM, it's Chris. If you've ever felt that you don't feel like it, essentially you are an entrepreneur, you're working on something, right? And you know that you have tasks that you need to do, but there is a reason why you can't really get it done, or you feel like you don't want to do it, or everything just feels like a slog. I'm telling you this as everyone, I'm sure, has felt this in some way in their life. It doesn't matter if you are like a seven-figure entrepreneur. It doesn't matter if you are a CEO or if you are an online coach or even just a beginner to entrepreneurship. You have probably felt that you need to do stuff for your biz, but there are times that you really don't feel like it, so you don't do what you're supposed to do because you pretty much know what you need to do to push the business forward, but for some reason, there is like a wall that you're hitting. So in this video, I want to talk about what to do when you don't feel like it and how to essentially get the ball rolling every day so that you can be consistent. So this is essentially a productivity video, but I think it will help anyone from low to high. So stay tuned. So there are a couple of things that you can do when you don't feel like sitting down or doing the work or shooting a video or sending out that email in order to get a client or stuff like that. And what I have found to be the most effective thing, or one of them, is to essentially think about the consequences of not doing the action. And that is something in copywriting as well, which is the COI, so cost of investment, right? What is the cost of not doing the thing or cost of not investing versus just ROI, which is return on investment, right? That is a thing that a lot of people miss in copywriting as well, because I'm a copywriter. And it works just as well to get stuff done on productivity. So if you know, for example, that you need to do something like create a content for your business, but you're sitting down, you're like, oh, I don't know what to talk about, I don't know what to write, I don't know what to post, then think about the consequences of not doing that action. And what is the long-term effects of you not doing this and staying consistent with the thing? If you can attach some kind of consequence to not doing a thing or not doing a task, then that pretty much motivates you to, oh, yeah, it reminds you that you actually need to do the thing and you actually need to get it done. Because if you don't do it, then something will happen which has a negative consequence in your life. So it's essentially just being able to see clearly by not doing this thing, what is the result? It might be, for example, that I don't know, you have a coaching business and you are not reaching out to clients, right? Because you probably know deep down that you can't just rely on word of mouth for your business. You can't really just rely on content because it's kind of like random. So, what can you do in order to take action into your own hands and control your own fate, so to call it, or control the stuff that you can control, which has an impact on your business? So, let's say that it's sending emails and reaching out, right? If you tie a negative consequence of not doing the task, like if I don't send these emails, then I will not be able to XYZ. It might be that you will not be able to pay your accountant. It might be able that your business is dying and you can't provide for your family. It might be that if I do not send this outreach email, then I must go back to a job and I hate being in a job. There's so many different ways that you can tie this together to a task, both small and large scale as well. Perhaps you're a big CEO and you need to take a really uncomfortable decision, so you wait for it until the next day, where you are the freshest in your mind, where you are awake, where you have the most energy, the most clarity, and thinking about doing that. And tying consequences to it just works just as well, I would say. Not that I'm a big CEO or anything, but I have my own thing. So if I don't take this super hard decision now and act on it, what is the consequence? How will this negatively affect the business, the people who work for the business, my employees? how will it negatively affect the long-term growth of this company or my family or etc etc. So that is one thing, like one little mind hack or key trick, which is not really a trick. It's essentially just tying, just as you tie a positive outcome, like a desire, to doing a thing, most of the time, a negative consequence is always more powerful and motivating because people, although they say, like, oh, I would love to make 10K per month and, blah, 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 desire, 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 outcome, sure. But in the other spectrum, the negative part is like, hey, I don't know, need to sell your car and stuff like that to survive. Do you want to lose that comfort? No. And then that motivates more. That's why, for example, if you check in the news, like all of the news stuff, they are always the negative part, the negative aspect of everything that is going around in the world, because that gets more attention, that gets more clicks, that gets more emotion. So it's always the negativity. But I don't like the negativity so much because it can put you like in a negative downwards spiral as well, and then you're just doom and gloom, right? So just doing this in moderation and understanding that there are consequences to doing something and not doing something. It's essentially, what's the law called? Oh, it's on my tongue now. Um, Cause and effect. There you go. The law of cause and effect. There's always a cause and there's an effect. And the cause can be whatever. It can be in your control. It can be not in your control. But the effect will always either go in an upwards spiral, in an upwards trajectory, or a downwards trajectory. I believe that The Slight Edge is a great book by Jeff Olson. I think I've recommended it to a lot of clients that I've spoken to in the past, reading that, because that excellently shows that small actions daily have huge returns in the future. There's an exponential curve almost. And it can go upwards, but it can go downwards, meaning that if you go to the gym and you're like, oh, I will skip the gym today. There's just like a small, tiny action which has zero consequence today, but doing it for a long enough time, that consequence becomes huge, right? It's just like a negative downwards trajectory. So tying consequences to doing your tasks, and when you don't feel like doing it, that is one thing that you can do. It's really helpful. Another thing which has helped me massively in getting stuff done for my own business, online, copywriting and stuff like that, is to, because there is a resistance you have to get over for any time you sit down and try to focus and do a thing and start working. There's a huge wall of resistance that is always there, essentially. I don't think it will ever go away. For example, if you want to create a YouTube video, there is a resistance of sitting down, setting up everything, in the studio, knowing what to talk about, picking the topic, and it's like, oh, it's just a lot of work. I don't know. Maybe I should go and do the dishes instead. That's where the procrastination comes in, right? So getting over that first hump, that first resistance, which comes, whoop, is how you can get the ball rolling until you get into the flow state. And flow state is a really interesting topic, which I can talk about in another video to actually get stuff done for you. If productivity is something that is interesting for this, for you, the viewer. But in order to get over this hump, right, this little roadblock essentially for you getting the work done, even if you don't feel like it, right? Because feelings is a big part of this problem, is to just think like, okay, let me just sit down and do this for 2 minutes, right? How bad can it really be? If you tell yourself that I will just do this for a short amount of time, I will just push record on the camera, I will talk for 2 minutes and see what happens. Like, what is the worst thing that can happen, right? And just having that approach to getting started with something makes it so much easier. And before you know it, you have blown past that 2 minutes, that 5 minutes of this, that initial hurdle, that initial resistance, and then you are entering the flow state. And training your mind and training your daily practices to get into this flow state and getting over the hump is just something that you need to be cognizant about. But also, it is important to just try it, essentially. Just tell yourself like, oh, how bad can it be? I will just sit down and do this for a few minutes and get the ball rolling. It doesn't matter how it looks, how the outcome is. It doesn't have to be perfect. Let's just try it. Try, right? And that is something also in copywriting and just persuasion in general. And human psychology is the people want to try something first, right? They want to try something, they want to taste something, they want to test, trial. It's the same thing with dealing with clients. It's the same thing with any type of business. People want to try first before they buy the entire thing. And it's so interesting that just productivity, clients, making money online, and getting stuff done is all tied together into the same like key movers in psychology and behind human behavior and habits and everything like that. So if you have a business and you need help with any of this, like you're setting up your daily tasks or even just like copy and sales process, just reach out. I have a work with me link below. But if you have issues with getting stuff done, right? You don't feel like it, essentially. These two things, I believe, will help you out massively. Just try it. Reach out, let me know in the comments below if that helped or not. One, tie consequences to not doing it. And two, tell yourself this story like, okay, how hard can it be? Let me just try it. Let me just try it for 2 minutes and we will see. Right? Let me just taste it. And that's essentially how it is. And it's the same thing for sales funnels and everything like that, giving people a small taste of trial, removing the risk, all of that is the same. So hopefully this helps. It will. I know it will because it's worked for me. So until next time and in the next video, see you.